Now, if you're a center in NBA 2K25 and you're confused what build to make, or you're just trying to find the best center build, then this video right here is going to help you. In this video, I'm going to be giving you guys the best all-around center builds that will dominate NBA 2K25. Whether you're looking for an inside center build or you're just looking for a center build out there that can shoot, then you have found the right place. So make sure you watch this entire video. If you're looking for a specific build, then there will be timestamps down in the description. So let me go ahead and show you guys how to make the best center builds in NBA 2K25. Hey, what is good with y'all YouTube, man? Y'all already know who it is. It's your boy LxckTV, all the goats of the goats, y'all. Now today, you guys can tell by the title and the thumbnail, today I'm going to be giving you guys the best center builds in NBA 2K25 to dominate. Now, a few videos ago, I uploaded the best guards video, and everyone in the comment section was asking, yo, look, where's the center build? So today, I thought to myself, and I was like, you know what? Why not just make a video and show all the best center builds in it? Now, real quick, if you're watching this video, I need you to do me 3 simple things. Like this video, subscribe, and turn on the post notifications, as we are super close to 500,000 subscribers. Now, the first build that I'm going to be showing you guys is a center build that is literally all around. This build can shoot, it can dunk, it can play defense, and of course, it can get stops on any center build that is out there. And this is one of the most all-around center builds in this entire video. So first, last name, handedness, and jersey number, it does not matter. Feel free to do whatever you want on this. Go ahead and click continue. Now, this page right here is where you choose your position and everything like that. So for your position, we're obviously trying to make a center and power forward. So for this build, you want to go to position and make sure it's set on center. Your height, you're going to want to put this up to a 7-foot build. And then for your weight, you want to put this up 10 pounds to 263. And by default, the wingspan will be on 7'4". So 7'4" wingspan, you don't lose out on much. And if you can see, if you put it to a 7'7", your 3-pointer goes down to a 76. So for your wingspan, you want to go ahead and leave it by default at 7'4". So now it's time to actually make the stats on this build. And for the close shot, what you're going to want to go ahead and do is bump this up all the way right here and damn near maxes off to an 84. And you can see for the badges that you unlock on the far right hand side, you unlock Paint Prodigy and Float Game on silver. And now for the driving layup on this build, we're not going to be doing much layups. This is more of a like a rec build or a threes build. So for the layup on this, you're going to want to go with a 60 layup. And now for the driving layup, okay, hear me out. Driving layup, you're going to want to go ahead and put this up to a 78. The reason you want to do a 78 is because we're not trying to make a build that can just do driving dunks. We want to make a center build that is all around, whether it's getting wide open dunks, whether it's dunking on a possession to bail us out, or just getting a few dunks here and there, just overall just be an all-around player. So for the standing dunk on this build, this is what's going to be the best part about this build when it comes to dunking. Our standing dunk on this build is going to be a 98. And you can see for the rise up badge, you need a vertical and a standing dunk. So we will be getting that on this build. Now, the last stat on the finishing category is the post control. For your post control, you want to go ahead and boost this up right here to a 65. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the shooting, we obviously want to be able to shoot on this build as well. So for our mid-range, we're going to be going with an 80 mid-range. And you can see the badges that you unlock Deadeye, Post Fade Phenom, and Sessa Specialist. And of course, like I said, we want to be able to shoot. So for this right here, for the 3-pointer, we're going to go ahead and max this off to an 80. And you can see we now have Sessa Specialist on silver. And on top of that, we get Deadeye. We cannot get limitless range. But when we do get cap breakers, this build will be able to unlock limitless range. And now for the free throw, since we're trying to make a build that can play rec, threes, and everything like that, you want to go ahead and put your free throw up to a 70. You don't need anything higher. But now on into the playmaking category, we are here, and it's time to do our pass accuracy, our ball handle, and speed with ball. Since we are a center, the only thing we're really going to be touching here is the ball handle, and we're going to put this up to a 40, and then we're going to go up to the pass accuracy. And our pass accuracy on this build, we're going to do something that I don't do a lot, and we're going to go with a 75 pass accuracy. And with the 75 pass accuracy, you unlock break starter on silver and dimer on silver. So now go ahead and skip your speed with ball, since we are not trying to dribble. Now it's time to go on into the defensive category, which is the interior defense. So for the interior defense, we're just going to speed pass this, and we're going to put our interior defense up right here to an 82 overall. And then the badges on the right hand side, you can see we get paint patroller, we're going to get post move, lockdown, and off ball pest. So for the perimeter defense, we're not going to put this up high. We're going to be at the center position. So for our perimeter defense, we're going to go with a 41 perimeter. And then the steal, just so we can get some steals here and there, lane steals, maybe wide open steals, we're going to go ahead and put our steal to a 60. And with our 60 steal, that's going to allow us to get interceptor on bronze. But now it's time for the block, and you guys already know we're trying to be the best that we can on defense, and we're going to go with an 84 block, and that's going to give us paint patroller on silver. But now we are in the rebounding category, and this year it's all separate, which I do like about this game. So for our offensive rebounding, we're going to go with the high flying 96 overall for our offensive rebound. And you can see right off the rip, we get rebound chaser on Hall of Fame. So nobody should be out snagging us on this build. And for the defensive rebounding, we're just going to go ahead and put this up to an 83. And that's what you're going to want to do for your rebounding category. And now on into the physicals, we're going to damn near max every single physical that we have. So for our speed, we're going to max this up to a 66. Our agility, that way we're fast on defense and offense, we're going to put this up to a 52. And now for our strength, because we're going to be going up against big men and stuff like that, we're going to go with a 94 strength. And you can see the badges that you just unlocked. You unlocked box out beast, brick wall on gold, post move lockdown on silver, post powerhouse on bronze. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the final stat on this build is going to be our vertical, and we're going to be putting this up right here to an 80. Now, if you follow this build correctly, here's the badges that you guys can get. You get paint prodigy on silver, float game on silver, hook specialist on silver. Now, if we go to our driving dunk, we get aerial wizard on gold. Our standing dunk, we get rise up on gold and aerial wizard on gold. And then we get some shooting badges, as you guys can tell on the right hand side. Like I said, this is the all-around center build, and I promise if you make this build, there's no way you're getting dominated in the paint. With our interior defense being an 82, we get paint patroller on silver, post lockdown on silver, all ball pest on silver, and then of course we get interceptor on bronze. And then our block gives us pogo stick and high flying denier. And then for our rebounding badges, we get box out beast on Hall of Fame, pogo stick on gold, rebound chaser on Hall of Fame, and that is very overpowered. But like I said in the intro, all of these center builds are going to be all around good builds, but this build right here stands out to be my favorite. It's a big build, it gets good rebounding and everything, it can play rec. Personally, what I'm going to be using when double rec comes out. So if you do like this build, feel free to copy it, and if you don't like this build, don't worry, there's other center builds that'll show up in this video. Now this build right here is called a versatile enforcer. Now do not judge a build by its name, because I promise you this build is what the name says. This build is actually overpowered, so if you like this build, you can feel free to copy it. Now it's time to show you guys the next center build. Now this build right here is more of a power forward build that's just going to be playing the 2s and 3s. So if you want this type of build, then you can copy this build. Now if you don't, there's other builds in the description. Make sure you read the description to find them out. So for the position on this one, we're gonna go with a power forward. And for the height on this build, you already know what we're gonna do. We want to have a high three-pointer, we want to be able to rebound, and at 6'9", the stats are low-key mid on a power forward. So for the height, we're gonna go with a 6'7". Now I know you may be thinking that it's small, but trust me, the badges make up for everything like that. So go ahead and put your height to a 6'7", and of course the weight, you want to max this damn near up right here to 268 pounds. You can see the max weight on this build is 270. Go ahead and put it down to a 268 pounder. Now for the wingspan, you can see by default it's set to 6'11", but in order to get more stats and rebounding and everything like that, and of course the defense, what you're going to want to go ahead and do is max your wingspan right here to a 7'3". Now trust me, a 79 three-pointer is enough. That's all you need to be able to shoot on this game. So go with a 7'3" wingspan, 268 pounds, 6'7" height, and a power forward at the position. But now it's time to actually upgrade the build. Now the first thing that we're going to be doing, and of course we are in the finishing category, we're going to be going to our close shot, and we're going to put this up to 71. And our driving layup, you already know we're not going to be driving much. We're going to be on the outside perimeter most of the game, so we're going to be going with a 51 driving layup. Our driving dunk, we're going to be doing the same thing, but we're going to max this up a little bit right here, and you can see we're just going to go ahead and put this driving dunk up to a 71. Now if you want to change up these stats and change up the height, you can go through and edit the stats, whatever you want to do. I'm just showing you guys the base things that work around in the park. So for the standing dunk, we want to be able to dunk a little bit in the paint if our guard passes us the ball. We're going to be going with an 81 standing dunk. Now the post control, we're not even going to touch it that much, but we are going to put it up a little bit to a 56 post control. Now we are into the shooting category, and you already know we're trying to make a build that can shoot. That's the most important thing about a 6'7" power forward. So for our mid-range, we're going to go ahead and put this up right here to an 85. We are not going to max it all the way. You can see if we max it, we can get to an 87, but we are not going to be doing that. So go with an 85 mid-range. And then our three-pointer, we want to make the most possible opportunities to shoot the ball. We're going to be maxing our three-pointer at a 79. Now keep in mind, you can change the wingspan on this build to a 7'2" or a 7'1", and you will get a higher three-point. So if you want to do that, you can feel free to do that, but this is a 2s build. We're not even trying to do that. So we're going to go with a 79 three-pointer on this build. We want to be able to snag, play defense, and of course we want to be able to be a fast power forward. So for the free throw on this build, we're going to knock this down to 60. The only reason it was at 62 is because I did max the mid-range up just to show you guys. So if you did this correctly so far, your mid-range should be an 85, your three-pointer should be maxed off to a 79, and your free throw should be at a 60. But now we're in the playmaking category, and on this build, a lot of people mess up right here. They do this right here at a 65, but you guys do want to make fast passes, whether you're a center or not. You want to have a 75 pass accuracy. I don't care what nobody says. Do not go anything lower than a 70 or a 75. 65 is way too low, and that's where a lot of people mess up on their build. But now on into the ball handle, and you can see if you try to put this down, it knocks down your pass accuracy. So just go ahead and keep your ball handle at a 65. Our speed with ball, we are a center. We're going to be a corner sitter. We're not going to be dribbling the ball. Now, if you do want to dribble a little bit, you can up your speed with ball. But me personally on this build, no, that's not what I'm trying to get this. But now for the speed with ball, since we are a power forward and we are a corner sitter, we're not going to be touching our speed with ball. Now, since we do have a little ball handle, if you want to change this up and put some speed with ball on the build, feel free to do it. It's your build. It's not mine. You could do that if you want. But now for the interior defense, we're going to be going with a 70 interior defense. We do not want to get babied in the paint by interior finishers or post scorers or anything like that. So make sure your interior defense is set to a 70. And now for the perimeter defense, you're going to want to go ahead and put this up as well. And you already know we're going to keep that at the big 85. We're going to get challenger and on-ball minutes and all the good badges like that. That'll help us play defense. And now the still, we already know stills are super overpowered this year if you played NBA 2K25. If you haven't, I don't know what you're doing. The stills are super overpowered. So go ahead and put an 89 still. That's going to give you glove on silver. And on top of that, you will get interceptor on gold. And now for the block, you want to go ahead and put this up right here. And you can see once we max this off to an 84, you will see we also get high flying dimer. We get paint patroller. And of course, when we max our rebounding and stuff like that, we'll get a lot more badges. But now on into the rebounding category, like I just said, our offensive rebound, we're going to go ahead and put this up right here to an 81. And you can see we now have rebound chaser on silver, but we're not even done. We still have our defensive rebounding, and we're going to put our defensive rebounding up higher, even to a 93. And now we have rebound chaser on gold. But now it's time to do our physicals. And like I said, we don't want to be a slow big man. We want to be a fast big man. So go ahead and put your speed up to an 85. Your agility, you're going to want to go ahead and max that out. That's going to give you more badges. You can see that on the right hand side. Of course, your strength, you don't want to get babied by any of the big men out there. So you want to go with a 91 strength. And you can see you're going to get box out beast on gold, brick wall on gold. And now for the vertical, what you're going to want to go ahead and do is max this all the way out. And you may be asking yourself, why am I only going to have a 64 vertical on this build? But we're going to do some touches real quick, and I'm going to show you guys something that you guys didn't peep. So you're going to want to go ahead and put your offensive rebounding up to an 81. And you can see if we come up here to the still, we can knock this down a little bit right here, all the way down to an 85. And you can still see you do not lose any of the badges that you had. So once you do that, come down here to your vertical, max that off to a 75. But we are still not done. But next thing we're going to be doing is our perimeter defense. And then you can see if you knock it down to an 83, you lose this badge right here, but that is very needed on a big man. So go ahead and put your perimeter back up to an 84. And you can see once you do that, you will be able to unlock a 79 vertical on this build. Now, the only reason you needed a higher vertical on this build is so you could get the rebounds. You can see we got a 93 defensive rebound, an 81 offensive rebound. That's why we did that. So for this build, what we're going to spend the rest of our attributes on is our post control, or if you want to play rec, you can put this on your free throw. Now, if you follow this build correctly, here's what it gets. You can see this is a very solid 6'7" build. It can shoot, it can pass the ball a little bit. Of course, it can play defense, and the physicals and finishing on this build, it's a pretty solid build to be an all-around player. And here we are. Once you finish this build right here is called a two-way stretch 4. Like this build says, it can play defense, and of course, it can shoot. It's a very solid build name. It fits the name of the build. So if you follow this build correctly, you should come out with a two-way stretch 4. Now it's time for me to show you guys this third center build. Now this third center build right here is kind of like the first center build that I showed you, which was the all-around build, but this build does lack some shooting ability. So for the position on this build, we're gonna go with a center position again. Our height, we're gonna bump this up to a 7 foot, and we're just gonna speed through this. I'm not even gonna hold you guys up. I already know you guys are tired of hearing me. So for our weight, we're gonna go 246 pounds. Our wingspan, we're gonna go up to a 7'7", and like I said, we're gonna speed through this build, so be ready. Our close shot on this build is pretty self-explanatory. We already know we're trying to make a finishing build. So for our close shot, we're gonna go with a 78. That's gonna give us flow game on silver. Our driving layup, we're gonna go ahead and put this right here, and we're gonna bump this up just a little bit, not too high. We're gonna put our driving layup up to a 53. You guys already know driving layups in this game are broken. They're not even that good. For some reason, a lot of people, when they're open, they be missing wide open driving layups. So that's why I don't even touch their layup like that. Our driving dunk for this build, we're gonna be going with a 73. That way we can dunk a little bit if we get an open cut or anything like that. And then of course, the thing that stands out on a big man is always their standing dunk. So for this build, we're going to be going with another high standing dunk, and we're going to put our standing dunk up to a 90, and that's going to allow us to unlock the standing dunk contact dunk. And then of course, our post control, this is self-explanatory as well. We want to be able to post people up and move like a post scorer just a little bit, so we're going to put our post control up to a 66. Now, like I said in the intro, this build is going to be more of like a Shaq type build. It's not going to be really a shooting build. Now, like I said, for the mid-range, we're going to go with a 51. We are not going to be shooting on this build. And of course, our three-point, like I said, we're making a Shaq type build here. Our three-pointer is going to be a 30. And then of course, our free throw, we're going to be playing rec on this build. So our free throw, we're going to go with a 75. Now, yes, I know that man Shaq could not make a free throw to save his life, but for our pass accuracy, this is more of a rec build. Like I said, if you want to play on the 2s or the 3s with this build, you can. So for our pass accuracy, we're going to be going with a 93, and that's going to allow us to unlock break starter on Hall of Fame. Our dimer is also going to be Hall of Fame, and trust me, your teammates are going to love you for having this badge. Our ball handle and our speed with ball, we are not going to touch at all. Now, into the defensive category, our interior defense on this build, we're going to be a big man. We're going to be going up against other big centers, like I've been saying this entire video. So we always want to have interior defense. Go ahead and put that up to an 82. Your perimeter defense, you're not going to be guarding much people on the outside of the perimeter unless they're like a stretch big. So for this perimeter defense, you want to go ahead and put this up to a 62 as well. And then this still, you want to damn near max this off so you can get some stills, and you're going to put this to a 67, and that's going to allow you to unlock interceptor and glove both on bronze. And then you already know your block, you're going to be a big man, so you do not want to be getting dunked on. You're going to be going with an 84 block on this build. You're going to get paint patroller on silver. But now we are on into the rebounding category, and your offensive rebound, you're going to want to go ahead and put this up just a little bit right here to a 96, and you can see that allows you to unlock rebound chaser on Hall of Fame. Now, if you know how cap breakers work, you already know this build is going to be dominating when you unlock the cap breakers. So go ahead and put your defensive rebounding up to a 90 overall. And then now we're on to the physicals. Our speed, we're going to max this off to a 70. Our agility, we're going to leave that at a 50. Our strength, so we can body people in the paint and get rebounds, we're going to go with a 91. And then of course, our vertical, we're going to max this off right here to a 78. Now, if you follow this build path correctly and you choose that you like this inside build, now like I said, this build can't shoot anything besides a free throw. This is more of a rec type build and a 3s type of build, which is the Shaquille O'Neal build. You can see you get shades of Shaq, Rudy Gobert, and Clint Capella. All three are very good rebounders and good people that score in the paint. And you can see this build right here is called a playmaking defensive anchor. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, this build right here, when I said it was a Shaq type build, I was not lying when I said that. You can see the shades of right there. But honestly, that's gonna wrap up today's video. I don't want to hold you guys up and make you guys waste VC. All these builds that I showed you guys are builds that I have myself and builds that I will be using throughout the year. Now, my personal favorite is the first build that I showed you. That's my rec build. That's what I'm going to be grinding rep on. And I promise you that build is a very solid build. You can see it could shoot, it could finish, and everything like that. But if you guys did enjoy this video, please be sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on the post notifications. If this video helped you, let me know down in the comment section. Now, if you're out there and you need VC, comment VC. I'm going to choose like maybe 2 or 3 people down in the comment section for the VC, because the amount of support you guys have been showing is tremendous, and I cannot thank you guys enough. But please do me a favor, subscribe and turn on the post notifications so I can achieve my goal of being halfway to 1 million subscribers. But without further ado, man, it's been your boy LxckTV, y'all, and I'm out, y'all. Let's go.